Hello everybody, I am here with an old model back 5 years ago, Kelly, and she was dealing with, many years ago, you can go back and look at those videos, she used to have a lot of the food related acne, which really was showing here on her mid cheek. This is an area that shows small intestines, so anything food related is going to start stomach, small intestine, and then if you don't do anything about it, over time it spreads down to the large intestine. So you can see this is 5 years later. Her skin looks so fantastic still. We're going to do a nice facial on her today, clean her up. It's been several months since I've seen her. I probably see Kelly, what about a couple of times a year? Two or three times a year, maybe a couple of times. So it's nice to have her back and just see her beautiful skin. And so you can watch me now do my facial treatment on her. So I'm starting here with my K cleanser, the Rejuve K cleanser. I'm just going to cleanse off her skin. Today I'm using the disposable 4x4s cotton, and I'm just going to fold it over. I like this, it's very soft, biodegradable. I'm just going to flip my cotton over this way here. I want to go back and just clean around her eye area, and we want clean cotton for that. Clean just around here. She doesn't have any makeup on today, but I just wanted to do a little bit there, and we can go over the lip area as well. Okay, the next product that's going on is the exfoliating mask. And I like to mix my exfoliating mask with a little bit of healing gel. Just a little bit of healing gel. Now the exfoliating mask has got a few different things in it. It has the papaya enzyme, PAP1. It also has a little glycolic acid. It has lemon peel powder, and it is a really great exfoliant. It's what we call a surface regenerative. It has a buffing effect on the epidermis, and it absorbs dead cells. So this one does not have little granules in it, but it does have the papaya and the glycolic, and both of those are exfoliants that actually absorb dead cells. So it's what we call a surface regenerative, and that's just a really lovely exfoliant that you can use on anybody. The nice thing about the exfoliating mask is that you can add healing gel. So if you have somebody that's super duper sensitive, you could have less of the exfoliating mask product and more healing gels. So it's very versatile. And sometimes I like to do a little bit here on just below the brow bone, because this area here gets a little bit of sun sometimes, and we want to make sure that you're really sort of keeping skin everywhere just hydrated and exfoliated, but it's a gentle area, you know, a sensitive area, so you do want to be gentle around the eyes, but just a little bit on sometimes is nice to do a little exfoliation right here. For some people like myself who has a lot of freckles, this is an area that gets sun, so it needs to be attended to. And any fine facial hair, you want to always make sure you're getting under fine facial hair. So we're going up here. Make sure you do around the ear well, because an oily skinned person is always going to have blackheads around the sides of the ear. Again, I have my disposable cotton. Sometimes I use disposable sponges. Today we're using cotton. This is a very, very soft cotton. And we're just taking it off now. Cooler water, it's not too hot. You don't want the water to be hot. When you're working with acids, you always want to keep it on the cooler side. Very gentle around the eyes. I'm just going to unravel one of my cotton pieces, clean a cotton piece here, and just make sure we clean up around these areas, around the eyes and around the nose. Okay, make sure we've got all the exfoliating mask off before we move on to the next step. Okay. All right, I'm just going to grab a warm towel out of my hot cabbie. Now my hot cabbie has the light in there that acts for me as a, just on the very surface, my light kills germs. And so my hot cabbie does do that. It just kills germs on the surface. And I always like to put my goggles in there. I like to put some cotton in there, dampened cotton. And it's nice to have it for your hands sometimes too, especially right now with the video here, not getting to my sink to wash my hands. So here we have a little bit more healing gel, and anytime I do any type of acid on the skin, be it an exfoliant or if I'm doing an AHA treatment, I like to always put the healing gel on after I've taken it off the face, because the skin's going to be a little bit stingy. So I want to make sure that we nip any irritation or just any burning of the skin there, because we want to go on now and do my massage. So there's just a light layer of the healing gel. And now what do we do as our steps here? We establish in our skin analysis what it is that we're looking at and what it is that we're going to be treating today. So today I just want to give Kelly just a nice booster treatment. She needs very little extractions. Her skin is very clean, but we want to do a nice little booster treatment. So one of the things that I do want to put on next, that next product is important. So the next product for me I'm going to be using is some of the retinol on her. So we always want to look at the skin and just see what do we want to give it most. So here I'm using the retinol formula. I like to use quite a lot of it. So I'm actually removing the little dropper from it and I'm putting it directly into my hand. And this one here is the retinol formula. This is a prescription. This is a non-prescription. I just did a video about prescription. This is a professional product that is sold for estheticians. And we have its half strength, which is called the retinol serum, which is one that you can sell to your clients, or It's a really great product, and I love retinols, and I just did a video on it and uploaded that a couple of days ago. Do watch that, learn a lot about retinols and just the difference between prescription and non-prescription, and also the difference between one molecule vitamin A and one when you have a complex, which really is great because it works on so many different levels of the skin. So this particular retinol has a complex. It is 3 molecules in this one. So these molecules are getting to different areas in the skin, and this is really, really important. So we're just going to work our serums in, and that's what you always do. Whatever you put on the skin, you work it into the skin, but your choices of what goes on first is really important. You need to think about what it is you're doing in your treatment to be 5-star. You want to make sure that you're doing what your client needs at that moment on her skin. Okay, so we've worked the retinol in here. Again, you're seeing me going against any fine facial hair. You want to always get it under, because hair is a protectant, and it does not allow product to get close to the skin unless you're really sort of working it in. You've got to go in different directions for that to happen, to get under any fine facial hair. Okay, the next product that we are putting on Kelly is going to be an eye gel. I'm a big fan of the Rejuve eye gel. It is a really great product for dark circles and puffiness, and I love it. Be mindful that you're not double dipping when you go back into the eye gel. So you want to flip over your Q-tip, and now you're going back in, and now you're putting it in a complete circle around the eye. So I'm just going to work that in. Work that in around the eye area now. Okay, now we're going to do our massage. Now what I like to use as my massage cream is the hydrating mask, the Rejuve hydrating mask. Now this mask does not dry tight. It is a mask that I give sometimes to people that are super dry, that need a lot of nourishment, and because it has some body in it, it is quite occlusive here in that it really has a lot of body and it doesn't leave your fingers quickly. So here we go. And this is what I use on, really, I can pretty much use it on anybody. It has a lot of shea butter, it's got sumac extract in it. It is very soothing and it's very hydrating, and it's a really lovely, lovely product. So we're going to use it here. Now, the idea of massaging the skin a lot before we do our extractions is really nice, especially when you have somebody that doesn't have the open acne anymore, that doesn't have pustules, papules, those hard, large nodules under the skin. We want to massage the skin because it helps to loosen the sebum. And sometimes I use heat, meaning I use a little bit of my steam, or I'll use warm towels, and just depending on whether my client has inflammation, internal inflammation, I can feel it on the skin. And in that case, I very often do not use steam because we don't want to get them too hot, but just massaging the skin will help to loosen and make the extraction area then really, really nice and much easier for you to extract the skin. So it's important to set your client's skin up for what's right for your client at that time they're on the table. Now, years ago when we first started with Kelly, she had a lot of cleaning, and I spent close to 2 hours just extracting her skin. She had a lot of bumps on her skin. Her skin was very broken out, and it's changed, and it's been really good for many years now, ever since she's sort of much more knowledgeable about what foods support her body type. And so she's very good about that. And so now what we are doing is this is just this little cleanup, as everybody that has a more oily skin, they do need extractions because that's what keeps your pore size small. When you have extractions done, it's cleaning out that bacteria, dead cells, and sebum that builds up inside a pore, and that's what a blackhead is made up of. So it's really important to be cleaning this out, and that's what keeps your pore size small. And then once you've done that, you can use an active, which is going to be, in Kelly's case, it's going to be an AHA, and that stimulates those fibroblast cells, which helps to keep a pore size really small, as well as keeping wrinkles less deep. So all these things are really important. But we're just working in these treatment products, and this is just really good for her to have a massage on her skin. Everyone needs massage. Massage is movement. It helps the lymphatic system, it helps drainage, and it helps get rid of toxins that build up there. So all of these things are really important. Remember, if you're doing your massage on the right-hand side of the face, needs to be the same on the left-hand side. So you don't want to be massaging more on one side because your client feels everything. So you want to make sure that you're doing it equally when you're massaging the face. Your client feels everything and they notice things. So you want to make sure your environment is inviting, it's clean. Make sure you're washing your hands frequently. Okay, there we are. We are now about to do some extractions. I'm going to come down here so you can see me, and we're going to do some extractions, and I'm going to turn the camera off here now and finish off my live, but I'll come back and do another one where we just do extractions. So I wanted to show you the preparation of Kelly before we get into extractions, and thanks for being here. See you all again really soon. Bye.
Bye.